I'm going to take a quick look here at Adobe Slate. Adobe Slate is an online kind of digital story creator that's available on a computer or an iPad, and it's pretty simple to use. So here's a look at how to use it. First thing you need to do is create an account with Adobe. You need to register for an Adobe ID, it's called. After you get in and log in, you'll see your project screen. This is where you'll see all of your projects that you create, so you can go back in and edit them or share them or whatever, and then you can click Create a New Story to start something brand new. So this is the editor. It's extremely simple. It looks the same on a computer as it does on an iPad. There aren't many options here, so it's very simple for you or students to figure out what to do. First thing you need to do is add a title. So here, let's just go with golf. Add the subtitle here. I'll say by Ben Rossman. And you'll see it's a vertical kind of stacking story. So you scroll down to get to new parts. Unlike a traditional book with left to right, this is just an up and down kind of experience. These little plus signs are how you add content to your story. The little plus sign here in the dark represents the cover page. So if I hit plus and choose photo, you get options to add something to your cover page. So you can actually upload images from your computer, or you can use this Find Photos option to search the built-in image library. Let's just say golf. It shows you all of the results right within the page. All you need to do is click on one, and it applies it to your project. Let's go here with that golf ball in the grass. As soon as it's done spinning, it'll allow you to continue working on your project, but you might want to be aware that it does kind of lock up while it's loading images. So now I'll scroll down, and I can hit the plus sign here now to continue working on my project. These are the different things that you can add. So you can do photos, you can have text, link, photo grid. You select several photos, it automatically arranges them into a grid for you. Or a glide show, which is really neat. It stacks several images on top of one another, and they kind of glide to transition between them. And they allow you to write text on top of the images. So it's a great way to add content with a little bit of visual flair. So what I'm going to do next is add some text. And you have some text editing options here. So heading changes up the size. And when I click back on that text, you here see that the H1 and H2 change up the size of the text. You can have bullet points, bold, italics, or justification. So center justification is my favorite. Kind of keeps things nice and symmetrical. And notice now there's another plus. So every new thing you create, another plus sign will appear right beneath it. So you can just go right back and continue to add as much as you want. So now let's throw in another photo. Get a picture of some golfers here. Notice that this picture didn't fill up the entire screen like the one on top did. By default, it throws it in as an inline image, which is like that, but you can always click on it to change up the options for that. So fill screen will fill the entire screen with that image. Window is a really neat kind of effect where it gives you the effect of some depth, as if you're peering through a window as you're scrolling through the project. Full width, very similar to fill screen. Move allows you to change the arrangement of the image, so you can actually put it before or after different things in your presentation. And replace is what it sounds like. You just change the image with something else or delete it entirely. I'm going to go with window. And notice here that it added a caption. You can add different words to any of your images, and as you're scrolling through the project, the caption kind of appears and animates along with the image, which is really neat. So next I'll show you how the photo grid works. You build a grid, so all you need to do is select several images. It throws them right into the grid for you. And you can add as many as you'd like. And it automatically just arranges them into a really cool looking grid for you. Notice this one here is spinning. Okay, next. We add a couple more. There we go, that looks good. You can click any of these images individually to access some different sizing options for them, or to rearrange them or delete them. But when you're happy with your grid, you can just say Save up at the top. Okay, so the presentation's coming together now. Notice there's a little caption under there too, so you can add some words. Let me show you the glide show. So just like the grid, you add a bunch of pictures. And instead of arranging these into a grid, the glide show will stack these on top of each other. So as you progress through the glide show, you'll be able to see the images fade into each other. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to say save. And I'm going to scroll back to the top of my presentation here to kind of show you how it all looks with all of those different forms of content in. So there's my cover page with the title and my name. How to play, there's a heading, there's that window with the word caption right in there. The grid. And here comes the glide show. So watch how this works. The image slowly kind of zooms in as you're going through it. And there's a text box where we could add a paragraph or anything else. And it just has a really great kind of look and feel to this. Students will love it. It is super modern and it just looks very professional. So let me show you here. If we added text, hit the plus sign here, you can add a paragraph there, or better yet, you can even add a picture and a paragraph. So let's go with here, golf bag. And now let's say I wanted to type a paragraph underneath that. You can type as much as you would want here, and no matter how much you type, it will resize automatically to fit all of the words. So there, that's good. And I can change the justification there if I'd want. You can add just words or a link to some sort of online resource, or you could just leave it blank, and then when you go to share this, that actually won't even appear. Okay. A couple more things that I'd like to show you with the title. Any of the images in your presentation, you can click to kind of edit the properties of them. So there's the title. I can either replace it, change the focal point up, drag this little circle to, maybe I want it to be like that, and say save. There we go. This image, I can click it. You already have seen these, but again, I can change the focal point there. I can edit this grid and go back and change some of the images or rearrange them at a later time. And then let's just add one more thing at the end here. I'll say text, say V, and make that larger, center it up. You have 3 buttons up at the top of the screen. You have themes, preview, and share. If you do theme, you get a couple different options. It's all just kind of like a one-click action here. So they don't really require you to go in and fine-tune everything about your project, which actually turns out being a pretty good thing, because then students can spend more time focusing on their content rather than all of the setup and getting everything the way they want it to look. Okay, so notice here that the caption changed, the font changed, the colors changed, and they even gave me this little white band. So if you like that, you can use that theme or pick a different one. Preview. Preview is how you take a look at your project to see what it will look like once you share it out with people. So you won't see any plus signs. You'll see it in its final state, all polished and neat. And there's my paragraph. Now with these others, notice that there is no blank text box. So if you could just leave it empty, it will automatically make it blank for you. So let's say this thing is done. This is a project that's ready to be shared. I can now click share. You can make it public, which means other people online will be able to search for it and view it on Adobe's website, or you can uncheck that to make it private, so only someone with the link will be able to get to it. You need to select a category. Let's go with sports. And I'll say publish. What this does is it'll generate a web link that directly links to this presentation. It's a one-click action that once somebody clicks this link, it opens up in their web browser and they view it without having to log in. So let me take a new tab here to show you what that'll look like. So let's say you email that to someone. They click it. This is exactly what they'll see. They don't have to log in. It shows the presentation right away, and they can begin scrolling through it. This is also compatible with smartphones. So if a parent would get an email with their kid's project, they can open it up and view their kid's presentation right there on their phone. Really neat stuff. So we go back here. You also have some social media kind of options here, or you can embed. So if you have a Schoology course, it is possible to embed these presentations directly within your course so students can view them, which is great for if you want to present content to them, or if you want students to be able to embed their creations for their classmates to see. All great options. Now I'm going to click this icon in the upper left-hand corner to go back to my project screen where you can see the the golf project and all of my other existing projects, there was no save button. Everything is saved automatically, so every time you do something to your project, it saves, which is really nice because it prevents students from losing data and whatever. So another benefit of this is if I wanted to, stop working on this, I can go pick up an iPad or a different computer at a later date and pick up right where I left off as long as I log into the same account. So it's very convenient. Okay, that's it. Remember, you can always ask me if you have any questions about Adobe Slate. Please, if you have any projects that you or your students create that you'd like to share, I'd love to see them. So go ahead and email them to me if you would like. So thank you.